Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining today. I asked that with the group that we got, just keep yourself muted. If you got anything to ask, wait till after the meeting. You can give me a call, and I'll take care of you. We're recording this meeting too, and afterwards we'll share the link with all the team members. So if you didn't get a chance to attend, you can watch it. And if not, you can catch up on it later. Today, we're going to kick off with some safety, and then I'm going to jump into some payroll, Trimble, and IT. Jason, you want to get us started?
Sure. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining. Since we last met, I believe that was the beginning of this month, we pushed the monthly foreman meeting to the beginning of September. It's been about 3 weeks, and we have had 10 documented injuries since that time. Two in particular that I want to talk about are eye injuries, both in which were from overhead drilling with hammer drills. One was not using the proper tool. One was using the SDS Max without the vacuum attached to it. And the vacuum was readily available. It just wasn't attached to the tool. So a reminder that if you are using any drilling tool for that matter overhead, if it comes equipped with the vacuum dust control collection systems, the attached vacuums, please ensure you guys are using them. If they're broken, damaged, or missing, contact Dave Folsom. We can get that replaced for you. And another thing is we'd require, if you're drilling overhead or any overhead work for that matter that could create dust or particles that could get in your eye, to switch to a face shield or goggles. Please reach out to us. We have plenty of those in Stoughton readily available. Even if you don't necessarily need them now, there's something you should have in your game box, because there might be a task that comes up. You might have to rework something, demo it out, and now you have a bunch of things above your eyeballs that could fall into it. But please look into your scope of work, see if there's things that are coming up that you might need face shields, goggles for, or tools that require vacuums. And if there are other tools available that that don't have the vacuums built in, but we have the attachments for shrouds with our shop vacs, and they suction cup to the wall, and you drill through the bristles in the shroud, and that collects the dust. Not only is that good for the silica collection, obviously, one of the other benefits is the dust collection. It doesn't end up in your eyes. So please look into that. Another thing we want to talk about quickly too, and I think Sean Leahy's going to touch on this a little bit more, so I'll just lightly dust it here, is new mandates with general contractors. So often, specifically with some of the larger general contractors, mid-game they'll change the rules on us, and they make changes and new mandates. Generally speaking, they're safety related ones. For instance, ladders last, the nothing hits the ground rule, the dual band trigger or the dual trigger band saws. It's frustrating, I understand, but when you are met with these requests or mandates from the general contractor, take a step back, take it into consideration, gather all the information, and bring it forward to myself and operations and the project team. And not in the name of defiance. We're always all in on things that are safer and better ideas for the industry. However, if it's something that they haven't really done their due diligence on and might not pertain to us, there's a conversation that can be had. Also, if it wasn't agreed upon prior to the contract, it's a change. There are things that are different about the contract if they want to change it midway through. So, and not to say to don't be quick to say yes, because that's not what I'm trying to say here. I'm trying to say just we have to do our due diligence on our end as well if they make changes, to see if it's a proper fit for us, you guys as electricians, because not every trade's the same when it comes to these safety mandates. Some things work for other trades and some things don't work for us. So please take that into consideration when you're met with these changes, and bring it to myself and to your project team and to operations, and we can discuss them internally. And Sean, that's all I have for safety right now. I'll pass things back over to you.
Thanks, Jason. Yeah, I did want to touch a little bit on what you're talking about there with the GCs and their policies, and you're absolutely right. There's the long history of GCs we're working with changing policy midstream. So we just want to make sure that we're discussing any changes before we react. Ladders last has come up a few times over the last few years, and it's vaguely covered at best in our contracts. So just be clear about what it says in your contract. In most cases, the contracts that I've seen, there's still options for ladders. They just might require you to go through some kind of a permitting process. Also, remember, we're advocates for the ladders last policy. Our preference is to use lifts wherever we can. It's, where they make sense. So we're not looking to argue policy. It's just how the GC implements their policy. As much as the GCs would like to remove all the ladders in construction, there's just times when a ladder is still the best option for a task. So it's important not to just lump all the ladders in one dangerous construction item group. Installing temps on a wet construction deck surrounded by mesh and rebar and a bunch of other crap on a 12-foot step ladder is not the same as installing a speaker strobe in a finished environment on a 6-foot ladder. So if you're being pressed not to use ladders on your project, try to remind the GC of this. If you're dealing with any kind of direction change from the GC for that matter, like organized stretch and flex, or directing us to use different tools, or directing us to use different PPE, stop by having a conversation with your PM and other team members, do a little research and see what we own by contract, and then maybe have a conversation with the GC to try to help them understand our concerns. Okay, so a couple things I want to go over this month. First off is Traqspera. So payroll time entry is a big thing for us. We want to make sure that the workers are getting paid correctly and on time. But in a company of more than 700 people, there are a lot of challenges. A few years ago, to help simplify things, we started using a timekeeping platform called PTE, which many foremen are using right now, and it's become very helpful to payroll in processing time cards quickly and accurately. I say many foremen because we're not able to get all the foremen on PTE. Maybe because it seemed too complicated, or maybe it didn't seem necessary, or maybe it never even came up. Whatever the reason, we still have a lot of foremen out there emailing, texting, and calling time in to payroll, and we need to change that going forward. Several months ago, we were advised that the PTE platform was going away. So now we have to transition into the platform that we're calling Traqspera, or what's called Traqspera. I'm not going to get into all the details about Traqspera right now, but it has a lot of similarities to PTE, and it seems to be much easier to use. We've already transitioned several of our larger projects in the last few weeks, and the reviews are good. Much easier on the mobile devices and as well on the desktop. Now we're looking to get everyone else started in Traqspera. Katie Garney handles field payroll for Mac, and she'll be sending out Traqspera invitations to foremen in the following weeks, along with some how-to videos that will help explain how to create an account and how to get started entering your time. Please watch the videos first. They're specifically made for Mac foremen and will help you better understand the process. When you get your invitation, do not delay. There's a time limit on these links, and they'll expire if you don't use them within 24 hours. If you have any questions at all about Traqspera, you can contact Katie directly at kgarney@sellymac.com or at payroll@sellymac.com. We would like to have all field time entered through Traqspera before the end of this year. So if you're ready to get started, please contact Katie, let her know, and she'll send you out those videos and the link to get going. Okay, moving on into Trimble. For those of you who don't know, Trimble is a surveying tool that's used with Revit, to locate items like hangers and box outs and light fixtures in the field. Over the last 12 years, we've expanded to owning and operating 5 Trimble systems and having numerous 103 members trained to operate them. These systems consist of a centrally located robot, a tablet, and a prism. The robot communicates with the tablet, telling it specifically where to put the point. No tape, no strings. The tablet has a point file generated by BIM, and the robot lets you know where to go next. This has proven to be an extremely fast and accurate tool. And for several years, Tim White from Dock Control has been doing a great job managing Trimble requests and coordinating with operators and field staff to take care of all the company's Trimble needs. But it has grown immensely, becoming very time consuming. So we're trying to look to shift that responsibility into the BIM department with IT for a little assistance. The BIM team is responsible for coordination, generating Trimble points, and prefab items tied to the Trimble points. So we feel it better suited for Trimble management. Going forward, all Trimble requests should be made to bimspooling@sellymac.com, and someone from the BIM team will get back to you. And big thanks to Tim White for managing Trimble and getting us to where we are today. We couldn't have got here without you, Tim. I also wanted to touch a little bit on IT services. So there's been a number of changes and improvements to the IT team since over the last several months. They have new leadership under Heath Purdy, and they've increased their staff to better support the office and field team members. A few years back, unfortunately, we lost Joe, who many of you remember is a big help to the field in support of hardware, software, and networking issues. And in his absence, unfortunately, some of those old frustrations came back for a while, but I can tell you, I am very impressed with the new improved IT support team. If you have any issues at all with phones or iPads or computers or connecting to printers or internet, please start by sending an email to support@sellymac.com. Just give them a brief description of what you're having trouble with, and someone will get back to you very quickly. Emailing support is crucial to solving issues quickly. It does 2 things. One, it puts you into contact with the first available IT member. And 2, it enters you into a ticket system, and it helps them stay on top of those issues until they're resolved. So first, email support, create that ticket, find out who you're going to be dealing with, and then if you need to, follow up with them with a phone call. And I assure you things will go a lot smoother. I think that is all I have for this meeting in this quarter. Again, appreciate all of you that attended today. If you have any questions on what we covered, reach out to myself, the PM, one of your labor supers, or Dock Control, and someone will get back to you. The next meeting is going to be Thursday, December 18th. That's all for today, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.